What's going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review. This time we're gonna take a look at Gaems Guardian Pro XP. This is from Gaems. I bought this with my own money, so this is not sponsored by any way, shape, or form. I just really love their product. As you know, I was in the market for a gaming monitor not too long ago, so I bought that Asus one, the 28 inches. Liked it. It's 4K, but for whatever reason it just didn't suit my eyes. Like the colors, the size, I suppose it's too large for me for the distance at least that I'm viewing. You know, it might work for you guys, and if it did, it's pretty cheap as well, so $320. So I was pretty happy with that, but I returned it to Amazon. It's just not working well for me, and then I came back to using my Gaems Sentinel. I don't know, for my setup, I have a really small desk and I have a really small space here in Chicago, so I want something mobile so I can move around whenever I needed to. And you can ask me, it was like, why not just get a 4K TV with the price of this, because this is pretty pricey. Now I got this on sale for $5.99. It typically runs for $6.99, and with that price you can pretty much buy a 4K monitor, which I did with better specs, better screen, you know, like larger screen. But with Guardian Pro XP, again, depending on your size, this is more compact than having a monitor, because having a monitor, as you know, it's fixed. You can't really move around compared to this. Now, I got 3 kids that moves around the house quite frequently, and sometimes they don't want to stay in the basement. So if that's the case, you know, I'm stuck doing nothing. You know, I can bring my laptop with me, but sometimes I just want to play games, and sometimes I just want to mix it around when I'm streaming, so different backgrounds and whatnot. And we like to play LAN games with my friends every once in a while, so I decided to jump on it. Is it pricey? Absolutely. It is pricey. Would you need even something this mobile? Probably not. You know, this might not work out for you. But we're gonna find out here if it works out for me as well. If you have the same setup as me, meaning you want something mobile, you don't really want to fix something, because I have a computer, so I don't really play games on my monitor because they're old, but I love those monitors, so I decided to jump on it. I just love Sentinel that much that I decided, hey, you know what, if I get this, you know, it might have the same effect as Sentinel, as you can see here when you unbox this. And I highly recommend you go to their website and look for the unboxing video, because Eddie Roberts, one of their marketing director, does a really good job in explaining how to unbox this monitor. I keep on saying figure, guys. You know, this channel mostly about figures, but he does a great job on explaining what to avoid. It is heavy. The moment you get this, it's around 35 pounds. So be ready when you are lifting this around, and be careful as well. You know, the last thing you want to do is drop a monitor that is $700 worth. And as you open this up, you can take out that cage, which is a plastic cage, which is pretty durable, if I might add. And what you want to do here, that box contains all the accessories that comes with this monitor. So you want to cut it open. Ideally not with a knife like mine, just get a regular sharper cutter or box cutter or something like that, and you can peel this off. You can actually just peel this off, honestly. And then on the unboxing as well, he said that there is a plastic film covering the back of this Gaems, which it doesn't seem like it does have one, or maybe it's flushed so much that I can't take it out. You know, it doesn't matter. It does protect the back part anyway, so even if there is one, I'm not gonna take it out. But this black box itself, so you can see this right off the bat, this blue thing, it's rubber, and what it does is it kind of gauges what system you're gonna use. If it's PS4 Pro, you know, Xbox, it's out of place. Now there's a hole underneath this blue rubber feet that you would just attach, and it wouldn't move around. It also does help when you put your console in and it doesn't move around. Now you're gonna ask me, does it fit you know, the next gen console? From what we've seen from Xbox Series X, which, you know, I'm more of a PlayStation guy. I do have the Xbox One S, but that is pretty much it. From the looks of it, it looks like the Series X is not gonna fit in, because it looks like a Comcast box, you know, those cable boxes. So it doesn't look like it's gonna fit, because it's a little bit more of a cube thing more than a square. Now for PlayStation 5, you know, if they come out with like any regular looking console, then I'm pretty sure it will. So as you can see now, the contents, it does come with this fleece pouch. This is the adapter, the power adapter for the unit, and there's several cables in here. One L-shaped left and right for HDMI, and I was wondering why this is there too. So this is the power cable to attach to that adapter. And depending on your system, if you got PS4 Pro, because if you use the right, then it would hit the power supply. And they also give you a power supply for like an L-shaped power supply for your PlayStation, I assume, or maybe this is for Xbox as well. It's pretty generic, like those computer cords that you get, but this one's L-shaped. So you can see that the weight is 20 pounds without a system. So it's not like you're gonna walk in the park with this one. And look at the buttons and the menus. This is the power button. As you can see, there's OK, and there's the menu buttons right there, and the pretty self-explanatory. And I love this USB ports in the front. There's 18 amps, and they said that if you want to charge something, you gotta use the orange one, and then the blue ones are for, you know, any PlayStation peripherals. So once you cage in at least PlayStation Pro, you get more USB hubs. Basically, you get 5 instead of just 2 in the front, because it's more of an extension of the back USB that you get. So instead of getting 1, you get 3. And as you can see here, there's different textures on this beautiful mammoth machine that is just beautiful. Aesthetically, it looks clean, looks nice compared to my setup with my Sentinel when I was streaming. Because of the size of this thing, you can hide all the cords basically, and you can see the Picatinny rails on the top, and it does come with the controller holder. Now if you're just at home and playing, you probably won't use this, but this would really come in handy once you start traveling, you know, going to your friend's house or going to the airport or anywhere else, to hotel, because you can carry all in one. Basically, this is a briefcase, a huge briefcase at that, and heavy. You can see you can also mount the PlayStation, Xbox One, and even the SCUF controller, which, you know, is pretty much the same size as an Xbox One controller. But, you know, my SCUF has its own case, but I don't really need to bring an extra case then it would just mount there quite nicely. And this is the back part of the unit. It does come with this beautiful Gaems insignia there, and as you can see there's some holes for ventilation. And that is the front of the unit, and the side, this is where you're going to connect all the USB and the power cords, and that is the speaker. There's 2 speakers, one is facing out and one is pointing into the console, so I guess it would bounce back to you. But I can tell you right now, the sound is amazing for this unit, and I would demonstrate that in a few when I try to play this game. And we're gonna play a game called Call of Duty Warzone.
I switched out the mic now on the camera, so you can just pick up how awesome the speaker is. And as you can see here, we're not even halfway. So now we're halfway. I don't know if you can see, it's at 50 right now. Okay, and let's start this game. I just want to show you guys the screen. This is just amazing, man. Mind you, this is not in 4K. This is 2K, which is not supported, unfortunately. I don't know if you can hear the sound here. Man, that is deep. We'll just play one multiplayer. Quick play. It's not 4K. It doesn't even have HDR. I'll show you the menus later on. But as you can see, I don't know if my camera here does justice, but the shine on the guns, just the highlights and shadows and midtones, it's just beautiful, even at 1080p. Now, hopefully PS5 comes out, when it comes out, it supports 2K. I mean, for the price of this, I could have bought a 4K monitor, really, which I did bought a 4K monitor. But, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just didn't like it. Somebody's chatting in the back. How do I mute them? Okay, let's mute them out. Okay, there you go. It's just... Okay, I haven't played this in like 2 weeks. I know there's season 3 now that just came out, and this Sawmill, I've never really played this.
1-1 on approach, ready for tasking. What's your position?
See how deep the bass is, and it's coming out of the like 3D4 speakers. really, it's 2, but might look overblown in the camera here, but I have 2 options. Either I do this or I do a capture card, which is just want to shoot my gun. Oh man, that is deep. That is beautiful sound coming out of this monitor. I don't know. So let's stop this for a moment.
All right, so as far as the menus, you can see here, I click it on. It's hard to see. Perhaps it says picture in there, and it's kind of grayed out. If you go select picture and then you press OK, you'll toggle into gaming. Press OK here. Vivid, eco, normal. Normal is a little bit brighter. User. But so movie, of course, if you're familiar with games, movie's kind of like a yellowish tint, which I don't really like. So we'll stick with gaming for now, and you can move from brightness and contrast and all that good stuff. Up, stop there. Let's exit for now. That's just beautiful screen right here. I just want to show you guys the setup. So I'll go to settings. Let's go to sound and screen. Video output resolution is automatic. You can see here the 2160p is unsupported, unfortunately. Now RGB and UAV 420, so you get 1080i, which is, we don't want to do that. 1080p, so that's gonna automatically go there. So RGB range, I put in recommended automatic. HDR, unfortunately, if you put automatic, it'll say your TV does not support HDR. So press OK. Adjust HDR, your TV does not support HDR. Deep color output, if you put automatic, your TV does not support deep color output in RGB or YUV444 format. So that is unfortunate. So super sampling, I guess, can improve the image quality of some games on TV with 2K resolution or lower. So that's where we're at right now. So I enable that. So you just put a check mark on it. Video output information. So basically this is what we got now. So 1080p, RGB, HD, CP off. I turned it off, and that's pretty much it. But overall, even though it's 1080p, I look at the vibrant colors of this, guys. I love it. I mean, let me change the wallpaper for you, because the black doesn't really do justice on this. So let's do the theme and change it to, I actually just downloaded like Final Fantasy themes, you know, the other day, and haven't even tried this on. Select theme, and let's try let's say the Final Fantasy. I think it's dark as well, so that might not be a good choice, but let's choose something here that's a little bit colorful, just to showcase how beautiful the screen is. Beautiful, man. And I was using Sentinel, and that is not bad at all. This is loading way too long. Okay, so okay, let's try this guy right here. I know this is a static one, but at least it has a little bit more color than what I'm using right now, which is the Modern Warfare. Yes, I've been playing Modern Warfare since it came out, so I stop and go, and you can see the PlayStation logo in here in the front too, and even with the cage. Man, if anyone has a tip on how to make this thing a little bit faster, because I'm using PlayStation 4 Pro, and perhaps I've been using a lot of memories here. Okay, there you go. So I guess that looks good, in my opinion. And I mean, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit more here. So wow, yeah, this is beautiful. The screen is beautiful. Now the question is, am I gonna get used to this larger screen? Because I'm used to like the 17 inches from my Sentinel, and we'll find out. And you got this guy. You see the lights from the PlayStation. That's already nice looking right there. But it complements these buttons right here, which is the USB port, because you can see it does light up. This is the power button, and on the side there's like a blue LED light where you connect the HDMI and the power,
And in here, like the buttons are illuminated as well, so that is really pretty right there at night. All right, so this is with the cage on, so you can see the PlayStation logo is peeking through this window right here, and this cage says Games. It's via thumb screw, so this is basically how it looks like with everything intact now. So this blue cord right here, you don't need to have that. That is for the Astro that I do have. And once you are set up, it's pretty easy. You can see the controller right there. A pouch that basically has nothing because all the cords are outside, but once you put them in, I can't imagine that you are gonna fill that cord up, that bag. And now you have ample enough space in here that I would probably put my Astro controller and all that stuff. And like I mentioned earlier, this thing does light up, and it's just overall beautiful. Look at all the space that you got. I mean, the controller, if you're not using the controller, obviously you can have that there. And if I'm using this, which is my SCUF controller for the most part, I can still bring that on because this guy has its own bag. Now, one thing that I guess I wish it does have is a power port around here, so I can just plug in my PlayStation directly from here. So I only have to worry about one port, and I wish that port was outside because there's an HDMI out on the back of this unit that is good if you're streaming, so you don't have to worry about like tangling wires and all that stuff compared to my Sentinel. But you know, it's okay. I guess there's a reason why they put the outlet, which is the AC adapter, in here compared to outside, maybe when it's raining or something like that, or you know, you try to protect it from the elements. But this looks great. Look at that right there.
And if you are streaming like myself, there is a port on the back that you can attach the HDMI. So you can attach the HDMI here. If you're using Elgato or anything, you can attach it easily to your laptop, so it doesn't need to run from your console to the games and all that stuff. So you don't have a lot of wires dangling around in the front of your monitor, you know, like, so I chose the shortest HDMI that I can find, so to make it a little bit more cleaner. And also you can attach your, if you have those Astro gaming headsets with a control knob on it, it's pretty nice because it can sit in the front. There's so much room for storage on this thing. And if you are like myself, like I told you earlier, you're streaming, and mind you, this table is not huge, so you can just put your, you know, your laptop in there, not right next to your games. And if you have cameras that are pretty light, which I do have one, like a Canon, you can mount it on the top on those Picatinny rails. And if you have lights and all that stuff, you can go ahead and do so. There's just so much possibility that you can do with this thing. And you can see here, if you are traveling, you can just remove that auxiliary and just mount this guy inside, because there's really nothing on the cable pouch after you take this out and took out all the cables, you know, for storage. And there you go, guys. This is the Gaems Guardian Pro XP. Is it expensive? Of course it is. It is the premium portable gaming monitor out there right now. Would it work for next gen system? I'm sure it will. It's 2K, it's not 4K, mind you. It doesn't have HDR. That's one of the downsides to this. It's not 4K as well. So is it future-proof? Is it future-proof? Not so much, to an extent. Does it have a beautiful screen? Absolutely. Beautiful screen. So it's bright, it's crisp as well, even though I'm running this at 1080p because PS4 Pro does not support 2K. But with that being said, is it a worthy purchase? Now only you can answer that for me. It does work out for me, and I understand why you think this is expensive, because it is. But if the right sale comes along, like how much I bought it for $5.99, you know, I think it's a pretty good deal. So let me know in the comments down below. Is this something that you'll be interested in, or do you think it's too much or anything like that? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and also follow me on Twitch. That support would really be appreciated. And once again, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next review.